Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you some of the classic knife cuts you can expect to see in my videos. So let's get to it. The different cuts we'll be demonstrating will be large dice, medium dice, small dice, brunoise, fine brunoise, bâtonnet, julienne, and fine julienne. The most important thing you need to know is how to safely cut. Start by placing your fingertips on the cutting board like a claw, and using the knuckle of your index finger and middle finger, you use them to guide the blade. Also, make sure you keep your thumb behind your finger so you don't catch the tip with the knife. So in no particular order, once our potato is peeled and cut down, the first cut we will be doing is a large dice. A large dice is a 3/4 inch square, most commonly used for stews, roasted vegetables, and stocks. Our next cut is a medium dice, which is a 1/2 inch square. Notice how I make sure my fingertips are back and I'm using my knuckles to guide the blade. Next, we'll be demonstrating the small dice, which is a 1/4 inch square. This cut is probably the most common cut you will see me use. It's often used for soups, salsas, guacamole, and cold salads. Then, the second most common cut I use is the julienne cut, which is about 2 inches long and 1/8 inch thick. I use these for stir fries and caramelized vegetables. After that, we move on to the 1/8 inch brunoise cut. This is used when you want even smaller cuts than the small dice. I usually cut my jalapenos this size for salsas and guacamole to give just a little nibble of heat and pepper flavor, rather than a large chunk you have to chomp on. Next is the fine julienne, roughly the same length as the julienne, but 1/16 inch thickness, just like the fine brunoise. Second to last is the 1/4 inch bâtonnet, or the French fry cut, same length as the others and the same thickness as the small dice. Then, lastly, is the fine brunoise, which is 1/16 inch and just slightly bigger than a mince. I had some extra pieces of potato to show you can even go thinner on your slices if you need to. So, for final review, here are the following cuts: large dice, medium dice, small dice, brunoise, fine brunoise, bâtonnet, julienne, and lastly fine julienne. Next, I wanted to show you how these cuts apply to more commonly used vegetables, i.e. peppers and onions. Here are 2 easy ways to cut bell peppers. I start by lining up my knife with one of the segments of the pepper. We cut to just barely avoid the seeds. This is handy, as more seeds we keep on the core of the pepper, the less we have to remove or have running all over our cutting board. Once we get all 4 segments off, remove the bottom and the top. If you did it right, then all the seeds will be where they need to be. Next, I remove the ribs of the pepper, as they can make your cuts uneven, thus cooking unevenly. This is why uniformity is so key. Start slowly, and with your knife slice into the top of the rib and slide your knife under the rib, making sure your hand stays clear from the blade. Now, I tend to cut peppers with the skin side down. I do this because if the pepper is a little old or the skin is wrinkled, it becomes somewhat soft, and if your knife isn't sharp, it can cause you to add unnecessary pressure when trying to cut, which can be dangerous. So, using the front part of the knife and minding our fingers, slice down the pepper. I use this thickness for fajitas, salads, and stir fries. Once you get more comfortable, you can stack multiple segments on top of each other and cut at once. If you do this, keep the larger segment on the bottom so you can see all of your cuts. Now, the second way to prep a pepper is cut the bottom and the top off first. Using the tip of the blade, slice down one side and turn the pepper to the side. Using your knife, remove the ribs and keep your hand away from the blade. Next up, I'm going to show you two easy ways you can dice an onion. One is more technical, the other is more accessible to those who are not as comfortable with a knife, but both give similar results. Either one we decide to use, first we start off by cutting the top and the bottoms off. Split the onion in half and remove the peel and any damaged exterior layers of the onion. First step is the simpler way. Start by turning the side of the onion towards you and using the tip of the knife cut down through the onion, leaving about 1/4 inch of the onion uncut towards the top. This will help hold the onion together while we cut. Once we make our slices, rotate the onion 90 degrees and cut through the slices, thus getting roughly 1/4 inch dice or small dices. Once you make it to the end, slice and dice the remaining segment of the onion. Then, the more technical or classic way to dice an onion is start by using the palm of your hand and with your fingers bent back, place on top of the onion. Using the knife, start from the bottom and make 1/4 inch thick slices, making sure you don't cut all the way through the onion. If your knife is sharp, this should take little effort. Don't try this with a dull knife. Then, turn the onion 90 degrees towards you and with the same thickness, slice 1/4 inch thick slices, making sure you do not cut through the end of the onion. Then finally, turn the onion back the way you had it and cut 1/4 inch thick strips, which will get our small dices. Once you get towards the end of the onion, slice it in half and sort of chop it down to match the same size as your other pieces. Well, that'll do it for our tutorial today. I hope by the end of this video you feel better about using a knife and trying more precise cuts. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to our channel. You can follow me on Twitter @DukeToDo, where I post daily, as well as twitch.tv/DukeToDo, where I do cooking streams once a week, as well as video editing and gaming. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again.